A memorial service is being held today for the 18 people killed by gunmen in Lusikisiki in the Eastern Cape last weekend. Members of two families were preparing for a traditional ceremony when they were shot in their homes in the early hours of last Saturday. We now cross to our reporter, Lerato Fekisi. A very good morning to you, Lerato. Thank you so much for joining us. So first of all, just tell us exactly where you are and the mood, just define the mood for us, where you are.
Good morning to you, Simpiwe. We are now in Ngobozana. Behind me, Simpiwe, I want to just paint a clear picture of how bad the situation here is. Behind me, Simpiwe, is a household belonging to the Sinqina family, where last year, Simpiwe, 3 members of this family were gunned down in this specific household. Now, a year later, 4 more people from exactly the same family were gunned down also in this household. The household is now completely closed because the entire family has been wiped out. This is by 4 of the 18 people that were killed during that mass murder here in Lusikisiki. And walking around here, you can feel the heaviness, you can feel the somberness in people, you can feel the fear, the anxiety. You can imagine where just last week Friday there were gunshot wounds as early as 2 a.m. People hearing gunshot wounds and screams of people here in this household. But I thought, let me bring in the conversation this morning a resident from here who has been brave enough to speak, because as people were walking by, they were actually running away from the media, too scared to speak to us because they fear they might be next in line. Let me bring into the conversation Mr. Zakhehle. Tata, njengomhlali walapha niziva ninjani sithe xa sinabanye bathi khona loyiko xa ungena nje apho yaliva mali khona lifu elimnyama elihlela abantu balapha eNgobozana?
Mandibulisa kakhulu ekuseni. Sisoma asonabanga ncane. Since kwathi kwenzeka yonke lento eyenzeke apha ukubulawa kwabantu abayi-18 asisange sonwabe. Asilali kakuhle kwasemakhaya, even umuntu sebethele ucango ukuba ngathi kuyadutyulwa asonabanga konke. So ingase mhlawumbe urhulumente anganto ayenzayo espeed arrest zabo bantu ubenza yonke lento, because sibona ukuthulekile ingase ngenzeka imizamo ngayo yonke sazi babobana benza lento into embi yangapha, because njengoba yenzekile ngo sinoloyiko kuba mhlawumbe kokwenzeka kwabantu, because yabona aba into ezoqhubela kuba yenzekile last year kwakule family yiwa mhlawumbe ngenzeka iphinde yenzeke kwena kwenye ifamily, because asonabanga.
Tata, into exhalabisayo ngesasehlo kulo nyaka uphelileyo kulomzi omnye kusapho lunye kwasweleka abantu abathathu, kunango akakho mntu banjiweyo. Ngonyaka ophelileyo kwasweleka abantu abathathu, lo nyaka kwakhona kwasweleka 4 kusapho lunye, kodwa akho mntu okabanjwa ngoku. Ingaba ithemba linako amapolisa ukuba xa izinto ezinje senzeka abantu abenze zizehlo bayabanjwa na?
Ebunyanisweni yesiswami ngaphinde ndithi kwathina kwathina ekuhlaleni okanye isupport asikwazi uyinika amapolisa, because amapolisa akazukwazi ukusebenza kakuhle kwinko support ayifumana kwi-community, because information akho umuntu ongangabi nayo information ngayo yonke lento eyenzekayo. Kwathi ke kuba ke singabantu uyazoyikelana kwicala lakho mhlawumbe ukuthi xa ivela agqibele naye sengomnye wabantu ababulawayo zezi-criminals. So I don't know ukuthi mhlawumbe izohambe isibeke phi lento iyasixhalabisa kakhulu.
Indaba ye-crime tata injani apha? Sive xa sithe nyusisa lapha esithi apha indaba yodubula khonto ayonto inothusayo, because kudutyulwa oko apha kwaye ne-crime ikuzekile phezulu kakhulu.
Apha andiqomba ikhona iveki iphele ongabulawanga muntu. Because Lusikisiki ndicimba ixesha lona luhamba phambili kwinto kwixesha lingaphambili ihamba phambili kwinto zokubulawa nakwi-rape kanjalo, but i-crime apha iphezulu kakhulu. Isibhamu sesiziqhelile saba ungatholanga beto 7-8 qha. So asiyazi uba yinto iyazicontrol yentoni loo nto, because bayabanjwa abantu nezibhamu, amapolisa bayavula i-cases, i-pointings, babanjwa abantu, but ayipheli le nto yaqhubeleka. Yabona abantu banazibhamu futhi bazifumana le nto abazifumana kuyo.
Well, that was a community member, Lerato Zakhehle here, speaking about the high levels of crime here in Simpiwe, just to translate for our viewers, saying that not a day goes by where gunshots are not heard here in Ngobozana. Not a day goes by when people are not murdered. Just last year, let alone the mass murders, let alone the killings in this family, 7 people died in various incidences around Lusikisiki, around gun violence. He says that they are currently living in fear, but also stressing an important point, Simpiwe, that we heard yesterday from Chief Tehla, saying that that he appeals to the community to come forward, because it cannot be Simpiwe that in the same household 3 people were murdered last year, then again a year later 4 in the same household, and no one can come forth and say, you know what, I know perhaps what's going on in that household, I have a lead. But we are aware, Simpiwe, that last week the Deputy Commissioner did say that one person is brought in for questioning, but the community is saying that, and like the man sitting next to me said, that the community also needs to be brave. They need to come forward and need to be the catalyst of their own change and try bring forward the names of the people bringing these horrific acts. We're going to see later on a memorial service, like you said, Simpiwe, where the SABC is going to have a conversation with the Minister of Police, Senzo Mchunu. The Deputy Commissioner is also here. We also have heard the MEC of Safety and Security, Mr. Ngata, is here as well. So various people part of the program, also the community members will be at the funeral, and also representatives from the families will also be here. So the SABC will bring you back-to-back coverage of this memorial service on SABC News Channel 404. For now, let's go back to you guys in studio.
All right, Lerato, thank you so much for joining us, and I suppose none of this still makes sense. And Lerato Fekisi is speaking to us live from Lusikisiki in the Eastern Cape. We'll cross back to her a little later on.